Hi, I'm Carla, a career specialist with the East Baton Rouge Parish Libraries Career Center, and today I'm going to show you how to apply for a job at Costco. So we're going to go over to the Costco website, which is costco.com. In order to apply for a job, you're going to scroll all the way to the bottom of the screen, and under About Us, there's a link for jobs. I'm going to click on that. Here's the Costco jobs website. And there's a link for Apply Now. Click on that. Here's a pop-up message which tells you that it's gonna take you to a separate website in order to apply. So visit external link. And Costco allows you to either search for a specific position that you want to apply for, or to just search for all available jobs in your local store. And that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to click on Louisiana and Baton Rouge and search for jobs available there. As you can see, there's several jobs that you can choose to apply for, from cashier and cake decorator to licensed optician, pharmacist, or any position. So I'm going to select service deli assistant and click apply. Now, if you've never applied for a job at Costco before, you will have to create a profile by putting in your name, email address, selecting a username and a password. I've already done that, so I'm just going to log in to the profile that I've already created and sign in. Okay, so in order to apply, you can either put in all your information manually or make it a little easier on yourself. If you have a resume, you can attach that. I'm going to show you how to do it both ways. I'm going to go ahead and upload my resume. And click next. And from my resume, it's pulled all the information: my name and address, phone number, email address. It asks the best method to contact me. I'm going to select email. And how did you hear about this job? I'm going to say internet job board. The next step is to read over the terms and conditions for applying. So I'm going to click on terms and conditions. So feel free to read over these pre-application disclosures. It tells you that it'll take about 10 to 15 minutes to apply for the job, depending on which position. And you're consenting to give your information for the purposes of determining whether you're able to be hired at Costco. So I'm going to click on that and click next. And click next. Okay, here's asking me pre-employment questions. If you're legally eligible to work in the US, I'm going to say yes. If it's asked if you are willing to take a drug test, I'm going to say yes. Will you be able to perform the job duties with or without reasonable accommodations? I'm going to say yes. And are you 18 years or older? Yes. Okay, and I'm going to click next. If hired, when would you be able to start? I'm going to select, today is the 17th, so I'm going to select next Monday. And work preference, full-time, part-time, seasonal, any. And I'm going to select part-time. Actually, I'm going to select any. Just see what happens. Okay, I'm going to click next. Okay, more question about your availability. Will you be able to work holidays, evenings, or weekends? I'm going to say yes, yes, and yes. And click next. Okay, now it's asking for your work history. Again, because I uploaded a resume, it has pulled some of that information from that resume. But if you don't have a resume or you don't want to upload one, you would just put all this information in manually. So it has the company here. So you would put your most recent employer, your job title when you started. If you stopped working there, your end date. It asks for the country, city, and state. Phone number is optional, and then it asks for a description of what you did there. It asks if you can contact this employer. I'm going to say yes. Reason for leaving this employer, I'm going to say still employed. Okay, we're going to save and continue. Again, if you have not uploaded a resume, you would just type all this in manually. The name of the company, your job description, the dates that you worked there, and a just description of what you did there. For this application, this is a fake applicant that I created just for the purposes of showing you how to apply for the job. So this candidate worked at a cafe as a server. I'm putting the days that she started and when she left. And I'm putting a brief description of what she did there, working in the cafe, creating table settings, helping patrons, and delivering orders to the tables. And so that's it. I'm going to click yes. You can contact this employer. Reason for leaving, I'm going to say resigned and save. So that one was successfully saved. And there's one more that I put in. Just going to look over and make sure that everything looks correct. I'm going to say yes, reason for leaving. I'm going to say laid off, and everything looks fine. We're going to click save. Okay, so my applicant's entire work history has been uploaded to the application. If I had more, I would click add another work history. I do not, so I'm just going to click next. Okay, more work history questions. It's asking if we've worked at Costco previously. I'm going to say no. I'm sorry, it asks if you've previously applied for a job at Costco, and I'm going to say no. I also have never been employed there, no relatives there, and which machines or equipment can I operate? Let's see. Forklift, credit card machine, yes. Cash register, yes. PC, Word, and Excel. Food prep equipment, tire shop equipment, other things. So if you have experience using any of these machines and know how to use them, you can select those, so it'll help your application. Okay, I'm going to click next. Also, if anything requires a license, I assume the forklift or things like, or their heavy machinery require licenses to operate. So you would put the state here in which you're licensed to use those or operate that equipment. I'm going to click yes, click next, and move on. Okay, so next it's asking about education. It pulled my some of my education experience. My applicant is a student at LSU. It did not totally get that, so I'm going to correct here. It's LSU in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I'm going to say my applicant has completed 3 years working on a bachelor's degree in sociology, and that's done, so we're going to click save. Okay, so the education section is done. And we're going to click on next step. Okay, this is the Work Opportunity Tax Credit Questionnaire. Feel free to read this more closely before you complete it, but I'm just going to click next. Okay, so I'm just going to verify that all my information is correct. My name and address, and that I'm under the age of 40. Yes. And we're going to click next. Same thing here for the tax credit screening. And it's verifying that my address is correct based on what the the Postal Service uses, and just again verify that it's correct and click next. Okay, have you worked for this company before? No. Have you served in the U.S. military, the National Guard, or the Coast Guard? No. Have you or your family received SNAP benefits in the last year? Yes, no, or unsure. Have you been unemployed for the last 2 months? Yes or no. Have you or your family received any type of government assistance in the past 2 years? Depending on your answer, you'll indicate yes or no. And have you not been eligible for such assistance in the past 2 years due to government limitations? Have you received SSI in the last 4 months? Yes or no? Were you referred to this position through an employment program such as Ticket to Work, Department of Veterans Affairs, State Rehab Agency, or any other government-sponsored program? Are you or your spouse enrolled as a member of an Indian tribe? Okay, so now that that's done, you review and just make sure that everything is accurate. And then if everything is accurate, you are declaring that all the information you've put on here is true, and you're going to e-sign and continue. Okay, so that part is complete. The next part of the application says acknowledgement, so we're going to click on that one. Okay, again, it's asking you to verify that all the application information that you have put in is correct. Again, feel free to read more closely to understand what you're agreeing to when you click agree and submit your application. It's asking things like you authorize Costco to contact references to perform a reference check. It's saying that you can't work if you're under the influence of any kind of substances. Costco maintains a drug-free environment. You'll be under a probationary period at the beginning of your employment. Things like that. Okay, so if you read all that, you're going to click agree. You're going to type your name. You're going to put the last 4 digits of your social, which I'm going to pick a random number. They suggest that you print a copy of this to have for your records. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to click next. Next is going to ask you some equal employment opportunity questions, which are completely voluntary. You do not have to answer this. You can, you're welcome to click, I do not wish to provide this information for any of these questions. It's asking gender. Are you Hispanic or Latino? And then it asks for your race, which you do not have to provide if you don't want to. Okay, so now that that's done, you review your application. And again, this is your opportunity to make sure that everything you put is accurate and correct. If you needed to make any changes, now is the time to do that. So just scroll through. You can click on these links to make sure that your personal information is correct, your availability is correct. You can edit your work history if you needed to add or remove or change any of the details there. Same for your education. And once you're sure that everything looks the way you want it to look, all the way at the bottom, you're going to click submit your application. And you're done. Your application has been submitted. They thank you for applying to Costco. And it says here that your application remains active for 60 days. And after that, if you wanted to reapply, you are able to do that. Okay, so I hope that this video was helpful. Please visit our Career Center website to look at all the resources that we have available. If you like this video, please click like on our channel, subscribe, and hopefully this was helpful, and join us again for our next video. Thank you so much.